Welcome back to Face to Face Podcast. This is episode 5, and I'm here joined with my very special guest, Oblay Reed. We are going to get into this awesome custom facial, and this is your first facial treatment.
It is.
Oh my gosh. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. I've been on the skincare wave for the last 2 years.
I think it's only fitting that we talk about the song.
I know, we have to. I feel like it's mandatory. Dang. Yeah, but I wasn't really into it, but then somebody introduced it to me and was like, no, you gotta just, you don't understand. You'll feel so much better and you'll look so much better. And I was like, all right. Because going to bed is already, I get to the end of the day and I'm like, I want to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to do
all the
a
things.
12-step skincare routine.
Yeah.
You don't even need to do all that. And I was like, all right. And then I just hyper fixated on skincare, and I was now all my friends come to me. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You gotta da 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 da, and then the serums and the.
This is music to my ears.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you got your routine down? And you're like, oh, I can get behind this.
Oh, well, it was probably what did I have? I think when the first started, I was Ordinary.
Mm-hmm,
Ordinary?
Mm-hmm.
I had the whole shebang. And I was like, yup, this is it. And I felt like it started working, and I was taking care of my skin, and there's more than just the skincare routine. It's diet and
oh yeah,
all of the extra stuff, and I was really locked in on that, so it was working. And then I don't know, then I just got bored, and my ADHD was like, you need to switch it up. These products are boring. And now I just use
what's the current routine?
I use in the morning I use Good Molecules,
okay,
moisturizing cleanser, and then I use Good Skin rose water,
okay,
hydro mist, and then I put on Bioma gel moisturizer, and then SPF, glow screen or something like that.
Love that you're using an SPF. That is essential.
Yeah, I didn't realize how important sunscreen was. So I'm the whole thing is black
mm-hmm.
people, you don't need
mm-hmm.
sunscreen. I'm but then I got a history of skin cancer and stuff in my family.
Want that.
I'm I was we cannot. That's not an option. We can't do that. So.
Well, and at least in the Pacific Northwest, it gets a little complicated because we don't really have full sun out all the time.
Yeah.
So the UVBs are not out all year round, but the UVAs are always out.
Okay, wait, what's the difference?
And so your UVB rays are short burning rays. Mm. So you have UVA and UVB that come from the sun. So your UVBs are superficial. They're just hitting your top general layer of skin, and that's what can cause a sunburn.
Oh, okay.
Your UVAs, however, those are really deep penetrating rays. Okay. So those can cut through clothing. They can go all the way down to your dermal layer and break down your collagen and your elastin. So if you think of it as B is for burning, that's your superficial. A is for aging. That's what's breaking down all of your collagen and elastin that keeps your skin plump and healthy.
Oh my gosh.
And so even if you're just doing your face and your neck every day, that does wonders in and of itself.
Yeah, that's what I do normally, but now you got me dang, I need to lather up this sunscreen. You said it goes through clothes?
You can, crazy. Yeah.
Dang.
The more you know.
Yeah, literally.
It's kind of scary, though.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Don't fear unlocked.
I got these UV visors last year, and they're a little obnoxious. I will not lie. They stick out probably yay far, but they can I don't know, rotate down, so it could cover your whole face, or it could be a visor.
Dang.
And honestly, those are kind of nice because you're cool. Well, I'm not gonna get burned or wrinkly from the sun.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today.
I'm going to use this cleansing tool on your skin. It has a little bit of vibration. So let's talk about the process of your song. How did that come to be for skincare?
So it was around the time when I was really, really getting into just...
This is your ordinary era.
Yeah, this is the ordinary era. And I was just sitting in the car, and my process for writing songs, a lot of the time they originate from the title. Like, I'll have the title before I have anything else.
Okay.
And I was like, bro, Skincare would be a dope name for a song. And then I kind of just, I was like, okay, started to think about it, like, what would I write about? Like, what is the metaphor there? And then I was like, skin is like an outward reflection of, you know, how you take care of yourself and multiple aspects of your life. And so then I just used that kind of theme and frame of reference to build out the whole song. And it's all just about, like, self-care in general. Yeah, it's framed around like skincare in specific, but ultimately it's talking about just taking care of yourself, and in whatever aspect that means. Like, I have running for that does not only the physical but also like mental clarity, and then I also journal, and I think there's so many aspects to self-care. And I think it's also, not only is it fixing and helping stuff on the inside, but I think that other people can see when you've been working on yourself.
Definitely.
And it shows outwardly. And I mean, that's what the whole song is about. And I mean, I don't see that a lot in hip hop.
Self-care?
Yeah, self-care just in general. Like, I think there's just such a, like, in music, in the industry as a whole, there's so much of a, like, you gotta just sacrifice and get after it, and if you don't work hard and you take breaks, then, you know, you're not doing enough. But it's like, that's like the finance bro type of theology. I think that there's so much space to take care of yourself and live life outside of your work. And I mean, that's how you avoid burnout and getting tired and hating the things that you used to love. I don't know.
Do you feel like it's hard though? I mean, when you're busy, I think sometimes those routines are so essential for keeping you not feeling burnt out.
Yeah.
But do you have any things that you do maybe when you are starting to feel burnt out, like a modified routine, or you're just like, I just gotta push through and do this and I'm gonna feel better?
Yeah, are you, like, in terms of just, like, everything?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah, I mean, I think finding, like, the base core of things, like, for me, when it comes to workout, like, I try to run every single day, but there are some days that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get all of my workout stuff on and then go run for, like, an hour and do all that. So, like, my base is, like, push-ups and pull-ups.
Okay.
I can do push-ups literally anywhere, and I don't have to change or do anything. I can just be like, okay, we're doing push-ups now. And so, like, at the bare minimum, I'll do push-ups. And then when it comes to, like, skincare and stuff, it's like, if I can rinse my face and put moisturizer on before I go to bed, like, I'll feel okay. Like, it's not ideal, but at the same time, like,
it's still something.
It's still something. It's better than nothing. And it also continues the habit of, you know, doing something, so that you're not doing nothing and then getting used to doing nothing, you know.
That's true.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it's all about habit forming when it comes to self-care routines, and not abandoning those when you get busy or things get hard. Just finding ways to tweak them and make them more accessible to whatever energy level you're at.
That's a good point. So you mentioned you're a big runner.
Yes, sir.
The team stays running.
We do.
Even when we're filming for Linden Ave project, I was out there running too, and I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was a little bit tricked into this.
Yeah.
I did not know running was involved.
I know.
This is still fine. This is cool, but I'm curious.
Oh.
I feel like you have so much running content aside from that.
Yeah.
How have you gotten everyone else on the bandwagon? The running bandwagon.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just such an advocate for the sport as a whole, because I feel like not only does it have the physical aspects of like cardio and strength building, but also like the mental clarity that comes with it, and the community aspect is what really like locked me into it. And people, I I understand that running sucks, and I'm not gonna disagree. I think that running does suck sometimes, but if you get like 2 weeks in and you're consistent, the runner's high is so like it's a real thing. And people don't believe me because they'll run for like a week and be like, "Yo, this sucks," and I'm tired the whole time and it's not fun. But I'm like, if you train your body and get it accustomed to existing like not under duress, but like like working and being in that state, like you'll get to a point where you're not focused on the struggle aspect anymore.
Like it's muscle memory.
It's muscle memory, and you're able to just be present, like with your breath, and like that feeling is what keeps me. It's what makes the first 1.5 2 miles that are trash like worth it to me. And I will continue to push for running with everybody that I meet. And there's also just something to be said, like when you're out with friends and you go on a run, like you're struggling together and everybody is out of breath. Everybody, but yet you're in that moment together. And I think
it's trauma bonding.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll go with that. Running is trauma bonding. That'll definitely convince other people to run. But yeah, like I feel like there's something to be said about, being in that fire together, and also just being outside and being able to,
So with your running journey, indoor or outdoor?
Oh my gosh, outdoor every time. Indoor running sucks.
It does suck. That's why I don't like it.
Treadmills are the worst thing of all time.
Okay.
And that's why winter is so hard, and why I like lift more and stuff in the winter, because like outside is trying to kill me and inside is trying to melt my brain. So yeah. I'll just lift instead. But
extra push-ups in the winter.
Yeah, exactly. Extra push-ups. Do you run at all?
I'm not a big runner. I've definitely attempted this. Yeah. I bought the shoes.
There we go. Step one.
Step one. I think we went on 2 runs together, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah.
These are still great shoes, but
yeah.
I don't know if this is quite for me.
That's real.
To be fair, I don't think I gave it enough time. I did do the outdoor running twice.
Yeah.
So, not a 2-week trial.
Yeah.
However, I have found I do enjoy swimming.
Okay.
I'm not a great swimmer, mind you, but I have a great time. I have the accessories. I got the little flippers.
Come on now.
And I exercise with the old people at the gym, and we're in the pool chatting about, the heaters being broken, and the drama of the gym happens at the pool.
Yes, it does.
I will say that.
Dang, swimming. Yeah, I feel like swimming is like souped up running.
Kind of.
It's like running, but you have to hold your breath.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds way worse.
I don't always put my head underneath. Sometimes I'll do like, swimming with the head above.
Yeah.
Again, not like Olympic swimmer over here.
You're just, oh my God.
I'm a little bit slower than the old people. They are passing me.
I heard you.
But it is, still a good workout.
Yeah.
And you don't feel your sweat because you're in the water.
Dang, that is a good point.
But you have to plan because you're like, oh, I have to change, I have to shower, I have to do the whole 9 yards after this, which, that's its own planning.
Yeah. Dang, okay. Yeah, see, I was thinking about joining swim team when I was like in high school or whatever, but I'm just not a water guy. I just am really not I keep, like, every time summer comes around, I'm like, oh, this is the year, we're going to go to the lake and the beach. And every time I'm like, imagine we did it, though. Imagine we just stayed inside. Or we went to the park. Or we ran, guys.
What if we run?
We could all run together.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, maybe I gotta try swimming.
It's worth a shot, but you gotta do what works for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you stick to the running. That seems to be working out really
but
good.
People be doing like the water running. You ever seen that?
It's resistance training.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
At my old gym, they had one of those resistant pools where it's like it has the current, so you could swim against the current, or you can like try and walk or run against the current, and that is tough.
Yeah, that sounds really tough. Man, that's like it's like a water treadmill.
Yeah.
Swimming in one place kind of sounds like my nightmare. Like working really hard to swim forward
to swim
not
nowhere.
Moving, that sounds like a dream from hell.
I'll tell you what though, the only reason I got into swimming is because I had a hyperfixation on surfing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be a surfer this year.
Yeah.
I've said that the last couple years.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, kind of need to know how to swim at least a little, because I will fall off and I'm not gonna drown. Like, I'm not an option. So I'm like, okay, what do surfers do? I'm like, okay, they lift, they have their cardio in check, they also run, but that hasn't really kicked in yet. So I'm like, okay, one thing at a time. I can start with the swimming aspect. I've gone surfing a couple times.
Okay, I was about to ask.
I have fulfilled the goal.
There we go.
I am nowhere near a pro like I've envisioned.
Yeah.
Not pro status yet, but I have caught a couple waves.
There we go.
And I have wiped out several times.
Yeah.
You've got to have some gnarly injuries to really be official. So
that's facts.
I have gotten injured both separate years.
There we go.
So I'm like, I'm basically a pro.
Yeah, fast. Oh my gosh.
Trying my best.
Oh.
So you just got back from Treefort.
Yeah, I
This
did.
is what, second year in a row?
Yeah, I played there last year too.
So for those of us who don't know, what's the festival? What's the kind of premise?
Yeah, so Treefort is like the South by Southwest of the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
It's got like 500 plus acts that play from all over the world. And then they also got like Film Fort and Hack Fort, which are like, film is about videos and stuff. Hack Fort's about like technology and new stuff that's coming out. And there's literally something for everybody. And they shut down the city of Boise, and you could just walk everywhere. And it's like magic. It's because like I feel like I've been to other music festivals, and like everybody's there to have a good time, but also everybody's kind of like in their own vibe with like their like group. But somebody said to me at Treefort, I was like, man, like this place always just feels like magic, and it's so like revitalizing. They're like, yeah, Treefort is just so wholesome. And I was like, that's the perfect way to describe it. Like everybody there is nice. They'll talk to you, artists that have done world tours or whatever, like they're just there to experience music as well, and like meet people and find their people. And I don't know, for any artist that's looking to do anything in like just the industry as a whole, or just get their feet wet in music, dang, this is relaxing so much. My sentence structure is actually just dissolving as I speak.
You're melting into facial world as we speak.
But no, like Treefort's just an amazing experience. It's a big music festival, and I find new artists that I love every year that I go, and it's just an honor to be a part of it every year.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so fun.
Well, it looks like, at least from my perspective, I haven't been, but from what I've seen from, the process side of it, it looks like they really have the best interest of everyone in mind throughout the whole process of, the curation to making you feel welcomed, and it seems overall really well curated and well planned.
No, it really is, and they also have like a lot of like educational like panels.
That's really cool.
And I went to a couple this year, and my manager Riker even had the opportunity to curate a panel that was about like music management and what that looks like for artists. And
how things are supposed to work, and you just learn so much, and I think that aspect is lost on a lot of artists. As you know, at big festivals, like they couldn't do that at Coachella,
right?
Because that just logistically that doesn't make sense. But having a space where you can go not only for the music but also to just, I don't know, learn, educate yourself. It's cool.
That's super cool. And it's all in one place, which is speaking my language. It's
Boise, Idaho, holding it down. Holding it down.
Do you feel like there's another location that could use a similar vibe? Like
out here?
Yeah. If there were to be a Treefort-esque situation, not in Boise, where would you first see the next pop-up to be?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe something like Spokane.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, the reason I love Treefort and wouldn't necessarily want something in another place that's, like, of that scale is that it forces people to, like, actually commit and go. Like, it's not like, oh, you can decide day of, like, like, if it was here in Seattle, right?
Right.
You could be like, I guess I'll go and buy our tickets and then pull up. But, like,
yeah,
you have to take your craft serious enough to be like, I'm going to make this 9-hour drive to Boise, Idaho and make the most of these 5 days because I know that I put all this effort in to make it out here. And so I'm going to make the most of it rather than, like, I don't know, roll out of bed and be like, we're going today.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a point of separation between who, like, really wants it and who's just, casual.
I hear that. Well, and it feels like a 9-hour drive. There's a whole lot of bonding opportunities to be had.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories you would like to share from these 9-hour drives with the team?
Oh my gosh. Okay. What I'm sure crazy things happen. Now we gotta pick the brain. It was this year it was driving, it was me, Nash, and Ivory. That was it. Just 3 of us.
Okay.
Wow. It was honestly, like, it was kind of chill this year.
It was an unproblematic venture.
Yeah, literally. Like,
well, it seems like you guys all get along really well.
Yeah. I mean, they're good people. Like, they annoy me sometimes. But that's because they're my friends, and it's supposed to be like that. Alright? I've known Ivory since high school. I've been working with Nash since 2020.
How did you and Nash meet?
I love telling this story so much. So, when COVID hit, Nash was a part of like a media duo.
Okay.
And I was doing this freestyle series where I was just like rapping and releasing the videos on Instagram.
Okay.
Like once a week, maybe, I think. And his partner hit me. His partner in the business hit me and was like, yo, we're doing this cypher competition. We got a producer to send us a beat. Everybody's rapping on it, and the winner gets a free music video and free promo from, like, this big Instagram account page or whatever.
Sweet.
He's like, oh, you should join. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm already doing, like, these freestyles. I might as well just do it. And so I submitted mine, and I didn't realize there was so many people that submitted because there was, like, people from all the way down the West Coast, like Arizona, like, just, there was a lot of people. And I ended up winning. It was like a voting system. I ended up winning, and it turned out that Nash lived 3 minutes away from me. Crazy. Like, the universe was like, yeah, we're gonna make this happen. And because, like, anybody could have won, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have been somebody from California, it could have been somebody from who knows where, but it just happened to be that Nash lived down the block. Like, that's crazy. And we shot that first music video, and I mean, it was a video from 4 years ago, so it's not necessarily the craziest thing that you're gonna see, but I mean, that's just kind of how that all started. And when it comes together so organically like that, like, I think that's why the whole team just works so well together. Like, we just allowed everything to come together and piece together.
I think that's really awesome. It doesn't work out that way for everybody.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. So I'm very blessed.
I feel like growing up in the Seattle area, you can see firsthand how interconnected everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone eventually knows everybody.
Yeah.
And if you don't know them, your friend probably knows them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that was, in a sense, a catalyst to creating your dream team that you have now?
Yeah. No, I think it just took me being outside and humbling my ego enough to like just be a fan of people. And like when I was working as an audio engineer at Fibonacci Production Studios, we used to run open sessions every Friday where any artist could come record for free. We had a lobby space, so like clothing brands would pull up videographers, photographers, like anybody who did anything creative.
That's super cool.
Would show up, and that's where I met the two producers that I work with the most. That's where I met Yanni for the first time. That's where I met Riker, and I'm my manager. And
we know how that worked out.
Yeah, literally, like, it's so crazy, and it took just being outside and being in the community and then being a fan of other people and not like allowing an ego to hinder my, I don't know, like authentic connection with somebody, if that makes sense. Like, especially in hip hop, like people are so afraid to be a fan of other things. And I spent a whole year, you know, introducing myself as an artist but not asking anything from anybody and just being like, yo, I love what you did. Anything that I can do to support, like, just let me know. And just taking that back seat and not trying to be the star. And then by the time my turn came around, these were all my friends. They were my peers, right? I hung out with them and didn't make it all weird and businessy at the beginning, which is like the worst thing ever. I hate when people do that.
It's really awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, I think some people don't realize that you can tell that that's the direction they're trying to go. Like, they think it's really smooth and you're just like, this is...
Yeah.
You're pitching me right now.
Exactly. The pitch is crazy.
And sometimes it's really comical. I'm like, oh, you're pitching yourself as a manager in front of the manager. This is...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah. I hate transactional conversations. Like, I know you're trying to sell me something. I know that you want something from me. Imagine we just stopped this right now. Like, just send me an email. I stop wasting my time in person.
Right. I know, at least if it's in an email, you can ignore it or address it later.
Yeah. Like, that's the space for that. Like, while we're, like, being real people and existing, like, let's just do that for a second. What are you putting on my face right now?
This is a hydrating mask.
I feel very hydrated.
Good. Yeah, this is a hydrating oat mask, so it should be really calming and hydrating on the skin. Okay, I'm really curious about,
Oh no, the laugh is not comforting.
I'm really curious about filming Circle Theory. Watching it, anything that Nash is filming, I'm like, obviously this is gonna be a hit regardless. Like, okay, awesome. But when I saw you guys were filming this on the ferry, I literally was like cackling inside, like, was this awkward? Did you have to pick an off time? Were there people just like, you know how people be on the railing like peeking over?
Oh yeah.
And you're just having to be like, okay, they're not there. You need to get the shot.
Yep.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, so we went onto the ferry with this big TV and we're like, we're gonna do this as fast as possible. So we filmed the whole thing in one trip there and one trip back. We didn't get off the ferry, we just stayed on.
Okay.
And especially like that, well, first, if the shot where I'm sitting inside is the first shot that we did, so many people just walking in front of the camera and just stopping and looking, and I was like, this is the worst. But we also didn't have like time to like wait.
Yeah.
So like we just run everything like one time, like 1.5 times, and push on to the next thing. And the one that was the hardest was that down below one. And not only do I have people above looking down,
yeah,
I have everybody in their cars sitting facing directly towards me. And just, they have nothing better to do but look forward out of their car. And no one else can hear the music because it's in my headphones. So I'm just
silently.
It's just silent me dancing around on this ferry. There's like these kids came up to Nash while he's filming, and they're like, "Are y'all shooting a music video?" And he's like, "Yup." They're like, "Who is it?" He's like, "Oh, Oblé Reed," spells it out. They walk inside. They're listening to it on their phone, like in their ears, and they walk past the rest of the team that was sitting inside. As they pass them, they go, "He's just Walmart J. Cole." and then one of my teammates pipes up and they're like, "You got to listen to his other songs. You just listed a Hometown Hero, right?" They're like, yeah. Kept it pushing. Because obviously they're like 13. They didn't think anybody was going to know what they were talking about or who they were talking about. They come back around like 5 minutes later. "Sorry, we didn't mean to say that he was Walmart J. Cole. He's really good. We listened to the other music." I was like, oh my gosh. When I heard that story, it's like, that's hilarious.
Nothing like being humbled on the ferry.
Yeah, literally. But you just kind of got to get over it in that point. It's like, we're here. We have to make this happen. Like, I don't know. I get up on stage and perform in front of everybody. Like, we'll just pretend I'm doing that.
I feel like it's similar filming content in a sense in public. Like a music video is one thing. You're like, cool, this is the vision. We're getting this particular shot.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you run into some of that awkwardness too if you're having to do like stories or film like, I don't know, an outfit or just like the awkward day-to-day stuff where you're like, ooh, I'm actually on my own. This isn't even a full team situation.
Yeah.
Let me make my story real quick.
Yes. No, I feel that so much. Like
you have to get over it, but...
Yeah. Like taking selfies or whatever in public, I'm like, I can't. I just can't. I need to find... I'll do a little mirror selfie, but like... holding up a camera and being like, like
it gives me the ick. I really can't.
It hurts my soul, and it's secondhand embarrassment of myself. Like, oh my gosh, watching me is probably crazy. And I just think about how much.
But I'm a musician.
Yeah, fact. No, but I think about how much people watch.
Yeah.
And like, it's rarely out of judgment when I'm people watching. Like, it's just interesting, but like. The idea of being perceived by somebody else is kind of terrifying. Like, just in any sense, positive or negative. Like, they're forming an opinion on me right now.
Awkward.
And I don't know what it is. It could be anything.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
They'll probably never see you again in that same spot. I feel like most of it, I'm like, okay, you have no idea who.
Yeah.
who I am.
Oh, the craziest thing is, so you know Where the Money Grows? We shot on the like log in the middle of this lake.
Yes.
So we got there. There was nobody there.
Okay, perfect.
And I was like, yup. But then there's like this group of like 5 people that are like similar to our age, and they're like yelling at us across the lake.
Okay.
And like, I don't know, just being loud. And then we like kept filming, like we're interacting back. It was all positive, but
right.
Turns out like 6 months later, they find the video of Where the Money Grows, and they comment, they're like, yo, I'm pretty sure we were there while y'all were filming this. And then I was able to, like, just talk to them in DMs, and, like, it's crazy. They were like, yeah, we had no idea what you guys were doing or if we would ever see it again. It's crazy that, like, the algorithm brought me back. So
sometimes it's the best.
Yeah. Kind of wild. But, yeah, who knows who you'll see again.
Proceed with caution with that information.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
Do you feel like that's something that you are more aware of as your music has gotten more traction? Like, oh, I could be recognized somewhere.
Oh, I get recognized so much.
Is it really awkward? You're like, okay, I just want to, like, have dinner or whatever.
I think it really depends on the situation.
Okay.
I think I love meeting people, and, like, especially, like, my whole thing with this music was that I wanted to find my people, and my music is so authentically me that if somebody connects to it, then they're connecting to me. So it's like, you're probably a dope person, and I'd love to meet you. So, like, I love when people come up and they're like, oh, I'm a fan of your music, and then I get to know them a little bit. But there definitely are moments where I'm like, I don't know, just trying to chill, or like, I have introverted moments where, like, my social battery is, like, drained. And
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, like, this conversation cannot happen. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a little mixture. More often than not, I enjoy having conversations with people who recognize me. And I was just out on Cap Hill on Saturday and met a lot of cool people who rocked with my music, so that was fun.
That's awesome. It's always good when it's a positive interaction.
Yeah. No.
Not a Walmart J. Cole interaction.
Yeah, literally. Maybe those kids will see the video and be like, oh my gosh, we made fun of him.
That was actually cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it does look a little wild until it's all pieced together. Like, they're not seeing what's going through the camera.
Yeah. It's crazy doing things in public. But I think it's more weird here in Seattle because we don't see it as much. But, like, when I'm out in LA and New York, nobody cares. Not a single person cares if you're filming. They're like, there's 1,000 people that I see every day that are filming. Like, and it just feels way more like you're still in your own thing and nobody's really, like, caring about what you do. But here, like, we don't really have a culture of that. So, like, anytime anybody sees a camera, it's like, what are they doing? What are they filming? Let's stop and watch. Like, when we shot the Hometown Hero video, there was like 20 of us in ski masks at this random intersection. We caused so much traffic just because people were stopping in the middle of the street and pulling out their phones and filming all of us.
Causing a commotion.
Literally a commotion.
This is crazy. How long have you been doing this?
I will be licensed 6 years in May.
Wow.
And
Congrats.
then, thank you.
6 years.
6 years licensed. And then, I mean, I've always been in this sort of beauty space growing up. I didn't know it was a career. So I had a little blog, which of course, you know, I was like 14, so there's no traction on the blog. But I'll see stuff come out now and I'm like, ooh, I was blogging about that like 10 years ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, people are just catching on now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You knew.
But yeah, no, I was definitely like a skincare nerd from the jump. Like, I had library books checked out.
Wow.
I had a little notebook with all my recipes in there, and I'd like be making up concoctions in the kitchen and giving facials on the living room floor with
That's crazy.
my friends and fam. And looking back, it's like, this was a little janky, but
It's always got to start out a little janky. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah. But nobody, I think, at any point was like, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
I think I just had the delusion to be like, yep, this is happening.
Exactly, but you need that delusion. That's what makes it happen.
Absolutely. Blinded by delusion.
Dang. Okay, wait, do you have, like, recommendations for, like, I don't know, building a skincare routine or like, understanding your own skin? Because I feel like I always see what is that one thing that's like
Oh, it starts with a C. It's a brand. Curology.
Oh
you
my
gotta,
gosh.
Like, you gotta like put in your things
Oof.
and like, I don't know. It seems really like big business, not really.
Yeah, that's
The
kind of
vibe.
how I feel about it. So many thoughts there.
Yeah, like you just opened.
So many
can.
thoughts. What can I say that will not get me canceled on the internet?
There we go.
Let's choose my words wisely. I feel like there's definitely big benefit in seeing a professional, because we literally just spend day in and day out looking at skin and looking at ingredients and product. Because there's so much out there at this point that makes it really complicated.
Yes.
Because there's so many options. It's not like you can just go and get a cleanser or go get a moisturizer. They're not all the same. They're not all beneficial for everybody. I feel like TikTok can be really beneficial, but also is such a hot mess because I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
what are we doing here? The one trend that got me the worst, people were sending me this one, was the anti-dandruff shampoo and then like vitamin E oil or something. People were jumping on this bandwagon. That was the routine. And I'm like, I swear if you were asking me if shampoo on your face is a good idea,
Wait,
I'm
it was
going
for
to
your
say
face?
yes. And I'm like, no, the answer is no. Do not use shampoo on your face. No.
What?
No.
That's the craziest thing I've heard.
Yeah, insane. Insane. So some of the TikTok stuff does really grind my gears. And I feel like there's enough like beauty industry people that we're all sending it to each other and going like, what the?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah, you're all just watching people just throw money at.
I'm like job security, but
Yeah, facts.
But I feel like at the end of the day, just having a basic routine is super important and really achievable for most people. I don't think you need to have a billion steps. I don't think it needs to take an hour.
Yeah.
I think even if you're using multiple products, you should be able to get your routine done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to take the time and really indulge and treat yourself, so be it. That's awesome. But it should be accessible for everybody. And sometimes it just looks different. And that's okay. Like, everybody's skin is so different.
Yeah. Dang. I got like, what's that? You know that app that like tells you if things are good or not?
Oh my gosh. I had a client talk to me about this yesterday.
Really?
Yes, and I was like, please stop.
Is it not? It's not good.
Okay, here's my.
Oh no.
You really opened up a can of worms.
Oh no.
So here's the deal. I think there's certain things that, how do I want to phrase this? I'll even put it this way. Dermatologists are just like doctors. They are doctors. Just like doctors are paid to promote certain medication, dermatologists are paid to promote certain products because they have their little sticker on it. Doesn't mean it's the best, but they're affiliated with them in a sense.
Yeah.
I think the app is the same way.
Really?
Yes, because some of the ingredients, I'm like, the only thing that's making this a red flag, I'll use this as the example. This was the client's thing yesterday.
Okay.
It was, and I used this product. This is why I was like peeved about it. It was the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Body Lotion. Like, this has been around forever.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. They're saying it's 0 stars, all the way bad,
Whoa.
worst product ever. And you know why? It's because it has petrolatum, which is literally Vaseline. Like, it has that ingredient in it, which contains mineral oil. Well, not everybody's so hot on mineral oil, but it's an occlusive barrier. It helps hold moisture to the skin.
Okay.
Like, there's really nothing inherently bad about it unless you're specifically seeking out to not use mineral oil on your body.
Yeah.
Some people feel strongly about that.
Okay.
That's fine. But also I'm like, there's nothing else wrong with it. It just has...
That's crazy. And they gave it a 0?
They gave it a 0! And I was like, okay, this is a red flag for this app.
Yeah.
There's only so many workarounds you can get. Alright, I'm gonna pull this towel from behind your neck. How's everything feeling?
So good.
Good. Yeah, everything looks good.
How is my skin?
Overall, it looks good. You have a little bit of congestion over your nose,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty normal.
What does that mean? How do I not do that?
What are you using as your cleanser right now? You said you're doing like a hydrating cleanser?
Yeah, it's moisturizing cleanser from Good Molecules, but I also mostly I just ran out, but I use like this black African soap.
Okay.
That's mostly what I use, but I started only using it at nighttime when I do like when I can leave the like moisturizer like real on my face because it kind of dries out my skin a little bit.
Yeah.
But it also makes it feel really clean. But so
I would say the only drawback with the African black soap is they're not all created equal.
yeah.
So like if you have the legit one, awesome, it can be really beneficial, but there's definitely a good amount of brands that are like, okay, we're gonna call it this, but it's really like just soap.
Yeah, my dad brings it back from.
So if you got the legit.
Brings it back from the land.
Yeah, it can be really good for a lot of different skin conditions. I would consider doing a double cleanse.
Okay.
Which is basically you would get to keep using whatever your primary cleanser is, but you'd implement in a cleansing oil.
Okay.
And so you massage it into dry, dirty skin in the evening.
Okay.
And then you rinse it off, and then you would go in with your regular cleanser or your soap.
Oh.
And basically what it does is it helps to melt down and emulsify any gunk from the day. So like your sunscreen, pollution, dirt, sweat, oil, all that buildup that's sitting on top. It helps to cleanse that off really gently, and then your cleanser can actually clean your skin if it doesn't have that barrier.
Whoa.
Especially if you're wearing sunscreen every day. Sometimes sunscreen's just stubborn to remove.
Yeah.
So it helps to break down that.
Okay.
Mhm.
You said cleansing oil?
Mhm.
Okay, you have recommendations, I'm guessing?
I sure do.
Dang, goated.
Alright, we're gonna finish with your topicals and then we will reconvene. I'm just gonna do some moisturizer and SPF on your skin, and then you can take a peek.
Wow.
That looks great.
I feel like a new person.
New skin.
New skin. Oh.
I can almost see my reflection. It's that
Yeah?
glowy. Yep.
Wow, look at me go.
It was all you.
Yeah, like literally nothing that I did.
And then you can leave everything on your skin. You don't need to rinse it off tonight. You can sleep with it and then wash in the morning.
Cool. Let's go.
So, saving some time.
Yeah, literally. Do you have like I don't know, like what's your like dream? Do you want to like have a skincare brand? Do you want to like where do you see yourself headed?
I have a couple different visions.
Yeah.
I'd love to get a teaching platform. I've taught before, but I'd like to get my own thing up and running with an online platform.
Yeah.
And then do some private education one-on-one, almost like apprentice style. I think that would be really cool.
Dang.
There's the brand that I work with now. I would love to collaborate with them in some aspect in the future, but I don't know if I would want to start my own line. I feel like there's so much product out there already. Unless I were to have some brainstorm of something completely revolutionary,
Yeah.
I'd rather just collaborate with them. Again, more on the education side of creating different protocols, like blending certain things together.
Yeah.
So I feel like I like the mad scientist aspect of it, of seeing what works and what doesn't.
That camera just turned off.
That's okay. Okay, the side one's still going. I'm telling you, they get a little problematic towards the end.
Yeah. They start getting cooked.
I think it's the lights, honestly. It's like we're too toasty.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bring the mirror around. You can take a peek.
Whoa. That's crazy.
You got new skin.
I do.
Brand new person.
That's nuts.
And then everything that's on your skin right now, it's gonna keep working after you leave. So even over the next couple of days, you're still gonna get brightening, exfoliation. You're still gonna get all of those benefits coming your way, which is awesome.
That's crazy. Okay, you see like these, like the dark spots kind of that I have? What would you recommend to?
I've seen really good benefit with the PCA pigment gel. And you can even spot treat with it. You don't need to do it full face.
Okay.
It's designed in a serum to use full face, but you can spot treat with it. And I've seen really good benefit with that.
Okay.
I have it here. You can take a photo of it or something if you need the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything looks beautiful. We're gonna reconvene on the chairs and keep chatting. Yep.
Oh.
All right, so we've reconvened.
We have.
We're back on the chairs.
Back to the chairs.
So I think it's only fitting we talk about Capitol Block Party. It's coming soon.
It is.
How did this come to be? I feel like the selection process, preparation.
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool to just even like be considered for a part of the festival. I think that we've had opportunities before to play,
Okay.
but we really wanted to make sure that the moment was right when we decided to say yes. And so, I mean, this just felt like the year. Like, we put in a lot of work and effort last year into building the brand and putting out the project and really just like focusing in on the community and the city as a whole. So then, you know, Capitol Block Party is not like just like Seattle artists, like it's like national acts. And for me to be included as a local artist, it kind of just like affirms like, yeah, the city's behind you. And
it's definitely a mile marker. I feel like for growing up in the area especially, it's like, oh hell yeah, I finally booked this thing.
Yeah, and yeah, they gave me a dope slot to play to, and yeah, it's just, I've known these people, like the bookers and stuff, for a while, and like I met everybody when I was still Moondrop and introducing myself as Moon and didn't have like any music out and was in my like.
How long was the Moondrop era?
2017 forward.
Oh wow.
Till November 2022.
Oh my word. That was a long stint.
So long. And it meant nothing to me. I rapped at church camp and they're like, you're going to be Moondrop. And I was like, okay.
I'm rolling with it.
It's like, this is what we're doing, I guess.
God spoke it into
Yeah, exactly.
This is my name.
Exactly, and I got to. Who am I? You know? But no, Capitol Block Party is, I'm super excited. It's going to be so fun. Are you planning along?
I really want to go. I've never been.
You've never
I've never
been.
been.
You grew up out here?
I grew up out here.
What?
I've never been.
Oh my gosh.
But I feel like I know enough people who are performing. I'm like, I can't not go.
Yeah, this is one of
This is the year to go,
Yeah.
I think. So I will definitely be there.
Fire.
In one way or another. I'll
Yeah.
probably have some SPF in tow. And
Yeah, exactly.
I will be prepped and ready.
There
I'll
we
have
go.
a mobile SPF station with me. And
Man, you know how many people would low-key like actually rock with
so
that?
I hit them up actually, and I was
Okay,
like,
yeah,
here's my idea.
you presented it like
I
a little
presented
casual
it.
thing, and you're like, no, I actually have a plan.
I actually have a plan. And I hit them up and was like, hey, I see on your website there's this vendor sponsor thing.
Yeah.
I'm just myself, but what do you think of like this SPF station idea?
Yeah.
They're like, well, does it exist?
Yeah.
Is this something you'd be bringing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, like I could make it all happen.
Yeah.
But like, what are my options? I don't want to sit at a table all day. Like,
Yeah.
no, I just want to like provide something and maybe have my logo on it.
Yeah,
A little QR, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
And then the gal I'm supposed to talk to, she got sick, so we had to rain check our call. So you never know. Maybe you will see
we're
an SPF
manifesting.
station.
Yeah.
We're
We will.
manifesting SPF.
We will be seeing it.
But yeah, we'll see.
Dang, that's crazy.
I don't know. I had the idea. I'm like, well, why not?
That's a good idea.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, facts. And I don't think they've ever had anything
No.
like that. So
I'm like, it's gonna be hot. People need. We never see the sun here.
yeah, exactly. People don't know how to act when the sun is
No.
out.
Feral.
We need the guardian. We need the guardian.
With your next project coming out,
Yeah.
is there any teaser behind the scenes info you can share with us leading up to this project?
Yeah.
So you're seeing this now, I guess, April 29th on. So
yeah. Okay, April 29th.
We're speaking into the future.
Yeah. So I have a track out. Oh, I'm speaking like it's April 29th.
I know. Awkward.
I will have a track out with my friend Arden.
Okay, cool.
He's an artist out of Edmonton, Canada, but I was a big fan of him like way before, and then we ended up meeting while I was down in LA, and we made a track happen. I actually flew him out here for my last headliner, and we played the track that we have, and we got a full music video for it and everything, directed by Nash. And
of course.
I know, of course. I feel like I don't even have to say it at this point. But yeah, I mean, the project is gonna be 7 tracks. It's coming out in June.
It's a big project.
I know. It's less than Linden Ave, which feels nice. We can label it as an EP, and but like even with anything, like I take the same level of intentionality with every project, with every track that I do. So even though this one's like a smaller body of work, the visuals that we've been working on are so crazy, and
We're
so
not ready.
excited. Nobody's ready. They never are.
Is there a vibe switch with this compared to Linden Ave? Does this have its own personality, its own vibe, or is it kind of piggybacking off of that same aesthetic?
I think it's elevated.
Okay.
I think that I'm still just doing what I'm drawn to naturally and like what's authentic to me. So obviously it's gonna like carry over from Linden Ave, but just everything is just the quality bump is insane. And I mean, I don't know how. I'm just talking about it. The project theme is like perception is reality.
Okay.
And so I think with everything that has happened, like in the last 18 months, there's so many varying perceptions that people have of where I'm at and what I'm doing and who I am as a person. And so like, I think it's been so strange navigating that, because like some people come up to me and talk to me and they think I'm the biggest artist in the world. And then other people are like, who even are you? Why do I need to talk to you? Or like, so I think it's just, we're caught in like this weird limbo right now, and this project is like a expression of that.
Okay.
And, it was really fun to make, which is dope too. I did a lot more producing on this project myself. Cool. So yeah, just elevation, and I'm excited. It comes out in like early June. So
exciting.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You literally did hear it here first. I haven't told anybody, so that's
exclusive
crazy.
take.
Oh, there we go. And I look amazing while doing it. It's crazy.
The glow is real. The skin is skinning.
Yeah, the skin is skinning indeed.
With your music videos and working with Nash, do you feel like he's heavily involved as you're writing as well, and you guys are kind of brainstorming, or it's more of like, the project's finished, now we're going to brainstorm and figure out how we want it to look? Or are you thinking about it while you're writing, like, ooh, this is actually going to be fire if it's this way?
I think it's a little bit of both. I try to get him to pull up to the studio as much as possible, but he's also mad busy, so it's like, and also like, what is he going to do, sit in the studio on his computer? But sometimes he'll pull up, and I think that immediately when you hear a song, like, I don't know if this is how it is for you, but like when I hear a song, like, I can see, I see like an idea for like what the visuals would look like, or like what world is this song putting me in, you know? And so I think that there's a lot of that while creating, but most of the time it's like I'll create and then we'll figure out like, okay, how does he use his vision and to pair it with mine for the track. But yeah, like I trust he's like my creative director full-fledged, so like I trust his vision on pretty much everything. So.
It's good to have somebody like that in your corner.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of that, do you feel like you have a space where you're most creative? Like these ideas are just flowing? Like to me, it's the bath. I'm like, okay, the most inconvenient spot. There's nowhere to write anything down.
Yeah.
I better not verbalize this idea or it is going to be gone.
Yeah, it will
Keep it in there. Do you have like a creative space where you're like, yes, this is where all the juicy ideas come to fruition?
In the car?
In the car?
Or on the toilet?
That's the spot right there. Those two, I think it's sitting down. I guess that's the
You're a
vibe.
sitting thinker.
Yeah, sitting thinker.
It's really counterintuitive with all the running.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm running, I clear
You're
my
emptying
mind.
your
When I'm
mind.
sitting,
Yeah.
I'm filling it up. That's crazy. There we go. That's my whole thing. No,
It's very much like a sage and Palo Santo pairing, like cleansing and then
what?
bringing in. Do you know, like, when you sage your space?
Yeah.
So that's clearing out all of the
Yeah.
energy, right?
What's the second one?
Palo
you said?
Santo. It's
Okay.
I think it's a Brazilian wood,
Oh.
and you burn it just like
Okay.
you would sage, but it brings good energy in.
Okay.
So like,
So you're not
sage
just
and then-
clearing it and
Yeah,
then just
then you
leaving
gotta
it open.
lift the vibes back
Okay.
up.
Okay. Bet. I thought you said Pellegrino, like San Pellegrino. I was like,
Bet,
I
love that
guess.
too.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to be keeping an eye on in the next coming months? Because this will be end of April.
Yeah. I'm looking to do more in the running world.
Okay.
Coming up.
Joining a marathon.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. No, I actually haven't run a marathon.
Really?
The furthest I run is 22 miles, but
That's pretty far.
yeah. I mean, when I ran track and cross country from 2nd grade into college.
Okay.
And so like our long runs, like we never ran a marathon for a long run because like that's doing the most. But like 20 miles, we would do that like pretty regularly. So, but yeah, doing more stuff in the running world, more running content, and yeah, just continuing to push and lift up the city.
Big things are coming.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They are for everybody. Literally everybody. Like I feel like you can just feel the energy kind of shift, and like you know those networking nights that go to like.
It is
It's
getting
crazy.
packed.
It's so packed. So packed. I literally pulled up, I was like, oh, there's people outside. And
Yeah.
people inside. Oh, God.
Parking where?
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
You better be early.
Unless you park in the garage. Don't park in the garage. There's no spots, trust me. I looked already. It's good.
Where can everybody find you for more Oblate content?
Find me, Oblate Reed, on literally everything. Like, whatever platform you have, just type in OBLEREED, you'll find it. I'm the only one. I am the only
One
one.
of a
I
kind.
made sure. Shout out my parents.
No copyright infringement.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having
Episode
me.
5.
Episode 5.
We did
Holding
this.
it down. Wait, high five for episode 5? Oh, and that was a crispy high
Oh.
five, too. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. Join us next week for another special guest for episode 6.
Sick.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.